Hi guys, we've got a projectile motion question for us today. The question says we've got an archer that fires a horizontal arrow towards a target with a velocity of 83 meters a second. He fires this arrow from a position of 1.35 meters above the ground and hits the bottom of the target, which is 45 centimeters above the ground. What is the distance between the archer and the target? So basically we are looking for this value here. Now, let's try and put in what we've been given. So we know that the distance between where the archer fires from, so roughly here, and where the arrow hits, here, is 1.35 meters minus 45 centimeters. So this is going to be 0.9 meters. Cool. And we know that its launch velocity or initial velocity is 83 meters a second. So this is 83 meters a second. Cool. So basically what we also know is by reading the question, we see that the arrow is being fired horizontally towards the target. So what that means is that our initial vertical velocity, so our velocity in the vertical direction, will be equal to 0. And that makes the question quite a lot easier. So to start with, we have to figure out how fast or how long it's going to take the arrow to fall the 0.9 meters from when it's first fired to when it hits the target. So basically what that's going to tell us is going to tell us the time that it takes to get from here to here. And then once we've figured out that, and by using the fact that the horizontal velocity is unchanged throughout the arrow's flight, we'll be able to quite easily determine the distance. Okay, so to start with, we're going to try and find t. Cool, so this is our first step. We're going to try and find t. Now the formula that we're going to use for this is we're going to use, or I'm going to use, S equals ut plus 1/2 at squared. Now the reason I'm going to use this one is because we know that the initial velocity in the vertical direction is 0. So because of that, this entire part of the equation is going to just cancel out down to 0. We know what the acceleration due to gravity is, and we know what the distance is. So we can substitute all of those values in. So we're going to have 0.9 is equal to 1/2 times 9.8, which is 4.9 t squared. We can do a little bit of algebra on that. We can move the 4.9 over, then take the square root, and we can have t being equal to the square root of 0.9 divided by 4.9. And that is going to give us 0.429 seconds. Cool. So now we have the time that it takes to fall 0.9 meters from where it's fired from to where it actually hits the target. So what we do from there is we're literally going to use the distance, which is going to be this x value here, is going to be equal to the velocity in the horizontal direction times the time, which is equal to 83 times 0.429 seconds. And that gives us a value of 35.57 meters. And if you're in where I'm from in Australia, you will need in an exam to write this to 3 significant figures. So you would write this as 35.6 meters. from the target. So, it's not a very complicated question, this one. The reason it's not complicated is because of this fact here, that the vertical velocity is equal to 0 because we're firing it horizontally. Now, once we understand that, the other fact which makes this question a lot easier is considering that the velocity over the horizontal direction, or in the horizontal direction, is always equal to 0. The change in it is always equal to 0, sorry. So if the change in the velocity is equal to 0 in the horizontal direction, we can literally use this as our average velocity and do a basic distance equals velocity times time equation to find out what the distance is. And once you've done that, you've found your answer, and happy days, on to the next question for you. So again, I hope this video helped. Please subscribe, ask me any questions that you feel like answering. I'm always looking for new topics for videos. Until next time, I'll see you later.